This is from Michael Ward. Subject, hey Adam, it's Mike Ward from LFNYC. You asked me to send you an email with everything documented, so here it is. And I heard this story from Michael. He came up to me, and I was really encouraged to hear someone who is in an incredibly difficult situation because of life circumstance and government, and is empowered by the libertarian message to fight back, to stand up for himself, and hopefully to get some support from the community here in standing up. So you're going to want to hear this story. Dear Adam, Mike Ward here. I'm the guy from Jersey who was locked away in a psych unit and basically lost parental rights to my son for the time being over hemp oil. As we discussed, I am trying to rally up as much support as possible in an attempt to send a message to Union County Superior Court Judge Kenny that although I might have dispensed an illegal narcotic to my 4-year-old son in an effort to halt the symptoms of ADHD, there was absolutely no harm or the possibility of any harm ever being done. Hemp oil versus Adderall, we're going to fundamentally put, artificially alter your body chemistry versus, something taken from a plant. You think there'd be a little understanding here, but no, not from the government, whose job it is to back up the big pharma racket. The local division of Youth and Family Services office has completely falsified reports by stating Mr. Ward prepared a concoction of hemp oil, marijuana seeds, rubbing alcohol, paint thinner, and marijuana stems. He then administered this concoction to his son by placing it on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, come on. Who in their right mind would even think of such a thing? My son was diagnosed with drug poisoning, unspecified agent, at a local hospital, yet a toxicology report indicated the only thing in his system was THC. If you or I were to be poisoned and a toxicology test was done, it would state exactly what the poisoning agent was. How can they say he was poisoned by an unspecified agent when the only thing to show up in his system was THC? DYFS prepared a 70-plus page report which completely contradicts itself page after page. Unfortunately for me, this is the report Judge Kenny used to determine that I am a risk to the welfare and safety of my son. Even my lawyers have stated that although Brian is completely okay, I am not authorized or qualified to do research or even think about administering a narcotic to my son. In other words, I have to go along with the medical professionals who love to pump kids up on pharmaceutical agents, and I'm prohibited from administering an all-natural, extremely beneficial product which is known to help with so many conditions. The message they are sending out is that I basically have no right to care for my child in a homeopathic, holistic approach. I would really like to thank you for any and all assistance you or your viewers can provide me at this time. I am scheduled to go back to court on October 23rd and would really like to try to get this out beforehand. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. And his email address is kingscustoms, that's KINGSKUSTOMZ @gmail.com. So the court and DYFS have him attending an intensive outpatient drug program because he was, they have also falsely diagnosed me as manic and bipolar and are forcibly injecting me with an antipsychotic drug called Risperdal, which has caused me to gain about 25 pounds in the last 3 weeks. Holy shit. Being I have shitty state insurance right now, my choice of doctors is very limited, but I plan to find a psychiatrist this week for a second opinion. The doctors in the hospital claim that this medicine will help, quote, clear my thoughts. Despite being on it for about 4 weeks now, my thoughts are exactly the same as they've been for years. It's my opinion that this is exactly what this corrupted system does when it wants to prevent information from coming out. I have been labeled as a mental patient, which I'm sure can greatly reduce my credibility. Again, I want to thank you for all that you do, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Sincerely, Michael P. Ward from Linden, Elizabeth, New Jersey. And this is really just scratching the surface of the story that he told me. He's also a diabetic from childhood who's been dealing with it his entire life and was treating himself with hemp oil. And even if you buy the premise of the government here, hey, there's a parent who cares about his son so much that he's trying a different drug as opposed to the drug that has been concocted by the pharmaceutical industry that we know has side effects, that we know is destructive, that, well, it's government approved, so it's okay. And they're, instead of saying, well, let me help you out, they're saying, let's lock you in a psych ward. You mean you care about the health of your kid? You mean you don't want to let the government determine what's healthy for your child? Oh, well, you must be insane. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, and this guy is standing up. And I was hoping that he would have something, someone, a judge that he would be asking people to email or a campaign, and I'm encouraging him now to organize and to help people who want to help him in this situation, to fight back. And we encourage people that are in this kind of circumstance to not just roll over. And I'm glad to see that someone like Michael Ward is taking the libertarian message and saying, no, this is not something that I have to accept. This is not just an unfortunate circumstance of a pain in my ass. No, this is something the government is imposing on us by force. This is something that is fundamentally sick and immoral that they are doing to me and my family. He was taken away from his wife and his child. He was not allowed to live with them. He was told it would be illegal. He went for a while and was doing it anyways, and the courts came after him for that. And he was jailed. He was then he was actually locked up in a psych unit against his will. I mean, this is how oh, you don't agree with the government? You must be fucking crazy. Like Brandon Robb. Oh, you put a couple of Facebook posts to tell us the government is bad and maybe 9/11 was an inside job. We're going to sentence you to 30 days in a psych unit. And if it wasn't for the public attention on Brandon Robb's case, he'd still be locked up. But in a case like Michael Ward, it's a lot more complicated, and there are a lot of people in these difficult situations, and there are opportunities to fight back. So I'm very much looking forward to what Michael comes up with and what the next step is for him. But for anybody who's in this situation, I hope you take this at least as a point of inspiration. There are a lot of people whose families have been ruined by government, by, family services, or whatever the fuck the local government racket is going by. They have different names, Child Protective Services. Yeah, we're going to protect your child by taking them out of a loving family home and putting them in government care. Right, that's protecting them. That's really good for them. I mean, and it's not to say that there aren't legitimate good things that come out of these agencies, but largely they are rackets. They're part of the government racket, and they're designed to fuck with people's lives to further government powers.
Well, it's interesting to me that our own government is watching Facebook in the first place.
No kidding.
Sergeant, are you having fun?
Join humanity. Thank you for protecting us from his penis.